We are here with running the levels, looking for market structure and pattern. Okay, guys, we are marking up DWACW. Look at what's going on in the market. So we want to look for patterns in the market. We have a small chart to look at starting off the monthly time frame. So we're going to identify just what the market is doing, and then we're going to go through levels. Okay, so what the market is, so price action, last candle in the market. If price goes up to highs, we're looking at this level here, price come down to lows. We have the midpoint right in the middle, look very clean. So what happened with this structure? The market broke, came back to retest, could be pushing up, could be pushing down, or could be consolidating. Very simple. Also, let's say that if the market broke this structure, this resistance, we got to figure out where it's going to be headed. So what you're paying attention to after that, we play this off, you're paying attention to everything of this wick. So below the top of this wick, to below to that bottom of that wick, think of that wick could be in some type of antenna to a building. So we got antenna to a building. If we do that support area here of the bottom of that roof of that building, and we take an area of the resistance to the top of that antenna, and we think about putting an imaginary midpoint line through the middle of that antenna, what you want to happen is when that market does come up to the high, if it comes up to that high, you want that market to break that resistance, come back down to retest, and then we look for entry here. If you see that that market looks clean for some type of pattern, take it up to the next level. Okay, the market may not go from the low all the way up to a high, but it can stop at this midpoint to consolidate, to do a pattern, to retest and go up, or just maybe shoot back down. So don't think that when the market does come from the low and shoot back up to the high, that's clearly going to happen. May not. Can happen, but may not. So you want to be aware of that. So think about putting an imaginary midpoint line in the middle, that midpoint line to come here. And if it breaks, you know you look for a break and retest and new levels. If not, that market's coming right back down. Okay. So let's work on these SR lines for the structure. So the structure will look like this. Price action lows. So with price action drop back down, we look for price to go here. Price action highs, we're looking for price to come here to this level. If price action breaks the next level of that high, when near price, it will go up to that wick. Okay, and then you can do a midpoint line through the first section of the highest high in the midpoint, and you can do a midpoint line through the midpoint of lowest low, which would be right here. So altogether we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 SR lines in that structure. Okay, so you'll get to see the chance of market breaking up and down through those areas. Head down to the weekly. So what we see, we still on the weekly time frame, you can see the break, market retest. So if you think about putting a resistance line here, that market broke into it, came back to, oh, that's the wrong area. Think about putting a midpoint line here. That market just broke that area, came up to a high, and it came back to retest. Now it could be shooting back up, or could be consolidating, or shooting back down. Let's head down to the daily, see if we can see any patterns in this market. Okay, so there's a double top in this area here. So market pushed up once, came back down. Market pushed up twice, dropped back down. So that's a double top M pattern, first, second, third, fourth, retest at this area here. The market dropped down a few times. Also at this area, if you look at this on a lower time frame, it may not show a double top. It may show a triple top. And the reason why is because this red candle pushed up once, and it pushed down, it came back a second time for a retest, and then the market dropped back down. It came up for a third time and then dropped back down. So overall, in this area, if you go down a lower time frame, you'll see some type. You may see a triple top and the retest, and that market drop down. But on this time frame here, this is I just count these as full one candle being together, and it's coming down that double top formation. Headed down to the 4, and we do see a triple top in that area that I said, and I see that because market pushed up once, came back down, market pushed up twice, market pushed up 3 times. So it's like 3 spikes. If you think about it overall, that market is like 3 spikes in this area. 1, 2, 3. All these 3 candles pushed up 3 times. So when we was on the other time frame as daily, you think about this, it looked like it was all one. So I've been the first leg, this would have been the second leg. The market, first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, got the M pattern. Market came back to retest all these areas here, and then that market dropped to lows. Okay, this is why you see that triple top on that lower time frame. Triple touches to that high. Headed down to the 3, see if we can find any more structure. Headed down to the 2. Headed down to the 1. So the market didn't do that structure, but it looked like it was trying to do some type of W in this area here. So it could have been trying to push up for that 1, first leg, second leg, third leg. And you can see that the market did engulf in this area here. There wasn't enough momentum for this white candle to engulf this area here for it to push up. Zoom into that a little closer. So we got some type of tweezer bottom, engulfing pattern, engulfed the previous area. It looked very clean, and then that market broke, came back to retest. So it could have been pushed. It could have tried to push up, but it didn't have enough momentum, so that market just dropped back down. But that was almost a structure that was trying to do some type of W. If we keep on walking down the time frame, we're probably not going to see anything. Very important information, guys. Please study and review breakout and retest strategy. You have to understand when the market is breaking an area of support or resistance, turning to support, what's going to happen. So the market, you look for that market to break, come back down or retest. Not all the time that market comes back down all the way to that retest or a full retest to that support, resistance turn to support, the SR line. So market may not come all the way for that break and come back down to the SR line to shoot back up. Sometimes market just shoots up to another level, have a bit of a consolidation, which will be a retest candle here, and may not come back down as we currently see that market push up. That's happens sometimes. But it's always a retest, because if you go in the lower time frame of this structure here, you will see that market breaking and retesting. But maybe this structure, I shouldn't say maybe, this structure, this time frame that this chart is on, it could be on a high time frame where you don't see the retest, but there's always a retest in that market. But you probably have to dial down, you will have to dial down the lower time frame to see that retest. Very important information, guys. Please review and study Forex pattern cheat sheet. This is very good stuff. You got to understand patterns in the market. If you don't remember the names, it's fine. Just remember what you see. Okay? You got to understand the size of candles as well. Okay, guys, this is Cam Jones, FX, running the levels. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your attention. DWACW